Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday, TGIF out there in social media land. How are you? My name is Sean Wilson, and I'm your host of Real Pro Fridays and sales manager here at New American Funding. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. And yes, just like last week, I said I have an amazing guest today. I have an amazing guest all the way from Georgia. And so you want to tune in and hear from them today. But first, I wanted to put my contact information up there. If you have any questions about what we talk about today or anything related to the home buying process, you definitely want to give me a call. You can reach out to me in social media, from Dream to Reality Live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and my senior mortgage advisor on Facebook. All right. So definitely reach out to me if you have any questions there now. But first, I want you see that QR code right there? It's actually backwards. I'm going to fix that so that you can see it correctly. Um, and let's show that really quickly. All right. So boom, there you go. You see that QR code? I want you to scan that QR code. The reason I want you to scan that QR code because it takes you to our registration page. We have an amazing home buyer readiness kit that we want to put into your hand, Mr. Homebuyer, Mrs. Homebuyer. Is chock full of tools that's going to help your home buying experience be amazing. Some of the items you're going to receive is a family budget. Matter of fact, I'll bring that up on the screen in a second. A family budget allows you to document all of your expenses for the month, all of your income for the month, so you can kind of lay it out if you don't have something already to use. I'm going to give you one. It has a credit report red flag tool. That red flag tool allows you to look at your credit report and then kind of itemize the items on it and walk you through to make sure your credit report is reporting the information on there is reported accurately and so that you can have the best credit score possible. Also, we have a debt worksheet. We have a cash flow worksheet, a spending plan worksheet, tons of information. In addition, we have some awesome giveaways, such as a free appraisal, home warranty, discounts on home inspections, all the things that you need to spend, all the money that you need to spend. We offer discounts in some of those areas. And so, bring it up on my screen. So, right there, when you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to this page. We want you to fill out that information. Why? Because we need to know who you are and where we can email this awesome package to you. So definitely take a moment to go ahead and fill that out so that you can have your home buying readiness pack all in time for help you prepare for your home buying journey. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring up one an amazing guest all the way from Georgia. So I want you to help me put your hands together and clap your hands for Miss Natasha Ewing Johnson. Outstanding. Yay. What's going on, Miss Johnson? How are you?
Hey, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly, absolute loud and clear.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for the invite, Sean. I am super excited about being on your show today. I really, truly am humbled and blessed to be here today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for consenting and looking forward to kind of hearing some awesome things that you're doing down there in Georgia. Is Georgia the only state you're licensed in?
It is, right now it is. I have
Outstanding.
future plans for another state, but right now it's only Georgia.
That's awesome. So, Georgia, a home buying community will have the benefit of having your undivided attention. So, being licensed only in Georgia is not a bad thing at all. So, just to start out here, who is Natasha? Who is Natasha Ewing Johnson? You wouldn't be related to Patrick Ewing, would you?
Oh, I wish, I wish. But that's probably the easiest way for people to get the spelling of my middle name correct. That's my maiden name, but I wish. No, I'm not related to Patrick Ewing, but Natasha Ewing Johnson. I am a real estate agent. I am actually an associate pastor at my church. I am a
Nice.
mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a mentor, a coach, a public speaker. I wear an author. I have so many hats that I wear. And I'm graced to do what I did. And I tell people I'm anointed for this. People say, "Oh, you're always busy." No, busyness is not my goal. It's productiveness, and I try to be as productive and add value to as many people's lives as I possibly can.
That is absolutely amazing. That's man. Let's clap it up there. Well, that deserves some hand claps. Absolutely. So, and when I got the email from you, I noticed there were many certifications there, and I know I didn't know the meaning of all of them, and so I just walked through a couple and just kind of tell us what is the certification, why is it important for your clients to understand that you have these certifications. So the first one here that stood out to me is Certified International Property Specialist. What is that?
So, a certified international property specialist is a NAR designation, and it's actually given to only 4,500 agents right now throughout the globe. And so
Wow.
that allows me, it tells me I am certified and I have special education with dealing with international properties and international buyers here in the US.
Mhm.
Also, it does connect me with a network of agents who are also CIPS certified across the globe. So if you're looking to buy a chalet in Italy or in France, I have connections there. Or if you're looking to purchase in Africa or Asia or Dubai, our global collect connections allow us to partner with agents across the globe. Or if you want a beachfront property in Belize, it allows us to partner with agents across the globe to help you secure real estate internationally. So, one of the reasons I got that designation is first, I'm not from this country. I'm born and raised in Trinidad. Any
Nice.
Trinidadians out there, Trinity to the bone.
I know
Um,
that.
I, um, I wanted to help people from other countries be able to navigate their real estate space here successfully.
Mhm,
And I've had quite a few clients that are from other countries.
mhm.
And, understanding cultural dynamics is really important in a transaction like this, and understanding their needs and being able to communicate with them successfully. One of the reasons I say I'm anointed for this is I have a patience for accents, and dealing with cultural differences. And sometimes people can grow impatient or not quite understand because they're coming from a different background. And so, combined with my certification, I also have a real world experience with dealing with international clients. And it's near and dear to my heart because I feel like I want to give them a value added service and come from a place of knowledge versus knowledge and experience. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
certified national property specialist.
that is absolutely amazing, and so I can it I can see the importance of having that patience with the international community. They don't know the language here. You may not know the language fully there, but you're able to it's still have that communication going back and forth to help them realize their dream of home ownership or investment and things like that. So I can definitely
Yeah.
see how that is super important. So offline, we were kind of talking about what you do for your home buyers in general, and you've put together a list of items that you call was it the commandments of financing a home. The commandments of financing a home. That is amazing. It's kind of like the Ten Commandments for buying a house, right?
It is. And I share this with my buyers, especially as soon as they go under contract, because if you've been in real estate for any amount of time or you've dealt with the real estate transactions, buyers, if they unknowingly do things, and I try to put systems and process and give them tools to help them close successfully. And so I go through this with them. I send them a video as well as this document. It says, about not changing jobs or quitting your job after you go on the contract, not making major purchases, buying a new car, van, or truck, heavy usage of credit cards, etc. I mean, as a loan officer, I know that these things are items that can absolutely railroad or
Totally derailed.
derail. I'm sorry, derail a transactions. Thou shalt not spend more money you've set aside for closing, right? Or
Yep.
omit debt or liabilities on the application. I've seen that happen. Oh, the number 6 is my favorite. Thou shalt not buy furniture, right?
Have you had clients do that?
You go on the contract and then all of a sudden you go down to the local furniture store and you want to you're like, well, the payments are deferred until next year. No, you can't do that. It's going to show up on your credit report and it affects your debt to income ratio. So I try to go through this with my buyers, because I want them to be fully aware that I don't want them living in their car, right? And so you don't want additional inquiries, running credit cards, all of these things that can impact your ability to close on a transaction successfully. Like, thou shalt not make large deposits without first checking with your loan officer, or change bank accounts, right? Or co-sign on a loan. I'm sure, Sean, you've seen all of these things happen, right?
Absolutely.
And so we want to partner with our lenders to ensure that our buyers are not actually doing these things, because I have found that if they can do any one of these things, it can delay or close, or completely put them out of being eligible for financing. And why I say financing, of course, because I have cash buyers that I deal with as well. But you don't want to be put in that position, right, where you have found your dream home and you are geared up to move in, and then you commit one of the cardinal sins associated with getting that financing secured.
Outstanding. So I notice each sentence, thou shalt not, is that some influence from your pastoral
It
experience?
is.
Outstanding. So that
Yeah,
absolutely
I
makes
thought it was helpful.
absolutely. And let me ask you this. Now, you mentioned that you have a video that you send them. I hadn't heard that yet on the show. So you have a video that you send your clients with this. What do you talk about do you go through this in the video? What are you talking about in the video?
I do. I said, congratulations, you are under contract. And I wanted to include some information here that is key as we navigate. I talk about the earnest money. I talk about, the due diligence period. And then I talk about these commandments and connecting with their loan officer. And I provide this as a tangible resource for them to reference. So it's a simple video that I put together when I send that out to them. I do quite a few bomb videos out to my clients all the time, and so that there's a visual connection, because videos rule the world right now.
Right. Absolutely. That's amazing. That's going above and beyond. A lot of times when you get this information in the email, because I know I send out a top 10. It's not top 10, but do's and don'ts list
Mhm.
with every pre-approval email that I send out, and in that has a video that talks about. But I like what you did. You do a customized video. This is a
I
video that we
do.
put out as a company that talks about the do's and don'ts and goes into detail. But I like that you have inspired me to redo my video uh, and send out
Anytime.
a personalized. I'm definitely going to take that away and do that. So kudos for you for that. Now, have you seen any of these items really kind of derail your process, or were you able to catch it? You have
Well,
a
I mean, I've had a client, close a credit card. Now, it's really important. They actually call the company and close the credit card, which kicked a file out of underwriting because they closed it, and we had to get additional paperwork, and it delayed our closing by a couple of days. But it put extra work on the lending team, right, to get all of that paperwork together for us to close successfully. So things like that, or the furniture one is really key. Well, we need a refrigerator. No, wait till the date when you close. Go buy the refrigerator. You don't need it right now.
Absolutely.
If you want to have something in your house, put an ice box in your house, and then you can go to Best Buy, Home Depot, wherever you want to go to, and you can purchase that, unless you're purchasing it cash and you know that you have that cash on hand outside of your closing costs. Please don't do that. Yeah.
Outstanding. Now Another one of your certifications I see up here is real estate negotiations expert. What's
Yeah.
that all?
So I'm a master certified negotiations expert. And so that gives me the tools necessary to negotiate transactions successfully. You know, the one of the things that real estate agents are negotiators, right? We
Mhm.
have to be able to negotiate on behalf of our clients. This is the biggest purchase of your life.
Yeah.
And whether you're selling your home or purchasing your home, you need someone on your side that has been trained, you know, to negotiate, because a lot of people may come in from a passive or even a passive aggressive stand, but
Mhm.
being a trained negotiator puts you in the position to give you tools necessary to win on behalf of your client. And I go in with a strategic approach. I call myself the real estate strategist because I'm
Right.
always looking at ways, and I'm looking for the solution. I'm not just looking at the problem, I'm looking for the solution. How do I make this win-win for both parties involved? And do I always come out on top in negotiations? No, but I'm pretty confident going into them that I've won a lot of deals. You know, even when we are talking multiple offer situations for my buyers, 20, 30 offers. And sometimes there have been instances I was not the highest offer, but it's the way that I structured the deal and my
Mhm.
communication skills. For example, I will send an offer with a bomb video. Then I send a video text to the agent and I follow up and I say, hey, I just want to touch base. So I use different tools to help me stand out and to negotiate for a successful close on your behalf.
Outstanding. Clap it up for that. That deserves a hand clap right there. So, Mrs. Homebuyer, you definitely want to give this young lady a call. She just told you that she's going to empower you in the beginning to give you the 10 commandments of of financing, right? And help you kind of shape your movement going forward to make sure that you're in the best position to purchase. And then she's going to negotiate on your behalf, and offer that you think is right for you. So that is super fantastic. So thank you so much for that, for sharing that with us and giving us that information. What drew you to real estate as a career? Why you choose real estate?
Well, you know, I tell people it's in my blood. You know,
Really?
my grandfather was a real estate agent. I
Wow.
learned actually after I became an agent. I have always had a desire to do it. You know, even from an early age, I knew where all the real estate for sale signs were in my neighborhood. I mean, even before I got my license and all of that, I was fully aware of properties on the market, and it was just intriguing to me. And then
Mhm.
having been a part of 3 real estate transactions myself, both, well, 4 actually, commercial as well as on the residential side, you know, and not having knowledgeable representation, I think
Mhm.
that was one of the driving factors for me, because I wanted to bring excellence into an industry where many
Mhm.
people can get their license, but they're really become transactional and they really don't know what they're doing. So,
Mhm.
you know, I purchased 3 homes in my lifetime. And in every purchasing process, I had a different experience, and I drew from those experiences, saying, here's what I would have done differently, right? To make it a better overall transaction, make it a better overall experience,
Mhm.
you know, for that individual. So that was a big driving factor, because I feel like if you are going to do something, do it well. And I love homes.
He loves homes.
I do. I
Outstanding.
love houses. I think that those are yeah, helping people find homes, right? Of their
That
dream
smile
and
just got like
transition.
really big. Hey, that
Yeah.
smile got really. I love homes, so that passion comes out in that statement.
Yeah, I feel like real estate is probably the best and one of the best investments that you can have. You know, and a lot of people miss their opportunities. I've got people who've been renting for 10, 15 years, and I go, why? You know, I did a calculation for an individual just this week. I say, you know, they're paying, you know, they paid $28,000 in rent just last year alone. And I'm thinking, why? You know, that
That's a
could have
down
gone
payment.
to an investment, you know, and you could have purchased a home. but they don't have a vision for that. They don't realize the value of purchasing versus renting.
Outstanding. Why EXP?
Oh my gosh, good Lord. The business model. Coming into this, the model just spoke to me. I love the model. And it's a technology company. And in the age that we're living in, if you are not digital, if you are not a technology based company, you're not going
Mhm,
to survive, right? And I
mhm,
was an IT project manager for over 25 years. And so I'm techie as it is, love technology. And so
mhm,
the technology appealed to me. And then, secondly, the business model in terms of being able to have stock and to build a business like a broker, even if you're not quite one yet, build a
mhm.
team and draw people, attract various agents. I get to work with agents across the globe. And to me, that is an appealing thing. I'm not restricted to just my geographic area. My connection with you in the DMV area, I've got lots of agent connections in the DMV area, right, that I've worked with, that I continue to work with. So,
Nice.
I find it very, very valuable. Definitely.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So I know the market is a little bit is shifting now all over the country. What are you seeing in your area, your market?
There's definitely a cooling off. We're not seeing the 2030. I was talking to one agent yesterday and she said, in the peak of, they had a listing with 85 offers on it, right? Versus her offer that, the house that she put on the market in a similar price point only had 16 offers,
Mhm. Wow.
So, you know, we're not seeing a huge multiple offer massively over asking. You got people throwing $25,000 over asking.
Mhm,
I just did my market report, and most homes on average went for at list price, actually
mhm,
100.3% list price. And the average days on market right now is right about 7 days on market. We've seen a downturn on a slight decrease on average home price here in Atlanta. It
mhm.
went down slightly, probably 2% in terms of the average home price. But so the market is cooling with the rise in interest rates because buying power has decreased, because buyer
Mhm.
affordability has gone down because of, as a result of higher interest rates, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but it's giving those buyers who have been weary of the market more opportunities because inventory is sitting on the market a little bit longer. I'm seeing price reductions coming out one after the other right now because inventory sitting sometimes 2 weeks, 30 days. I saw one house on the market for 74 days, and I go, okay, what's going on with it? So yeah. So the market is cooling, but buyers are still looking. So they're becoming more discriminatory about what they're purchasing. So they
Yeah.
have more choices, and so therefore they're taking a little bit longer to make the right decision for themselves and their families.
Outstanding. So, switching gears here just a little bit, talk to that seller. I see you provided some information that talks about what to expect when when you're listing, and so talk to us about how you coach and engage your sellers so that they can get the most for their property.
So, first things first, we want to talk about pricing. We want to assess the market. Now, there is no crystal ball for the market, honestly, but we want to try and price. I tell my clients slightly below market because it'll give us more views, right? When people are thinking they're getting a deal, you want to look at pricing it just right. The second thing is making it picture perfect. It's like a beauty pageant, right? There's so many houses out there on the market. You want to ensure that yours is perfect for that buyer. So you want to do some things that prepare your house for marketing. And if you could put up that piece where we talk about the improvement, Sean, I just flip to that for a second. I want to share that a little bit with your viewers because I think this is crucial. Because some in the market that we were in previously, we saw that you didn't have to make a lot of changes or modifications to that one. To your home, but I'm noticing now you're going to have to invest a little bit in making sure you have updates. So Like the garage door, you get a 96% ROI, entry doors, 72% return on your investment. Windows, vinyl windows versus wood. You get a higher ROI. Siding, if you have siding on your house, a 68% on ROI, 70% ROI on updated kitchens. But you know what? If you scroll down, the biggest bang for your buck I notice is painting. Just adding updating your house and painting it and possibly putting down new flooring really adds value to the house because people come in and it's preparing it to make it move in ready. So selecting a modern color is helpful. That and choosing neutral and light grays, soft grayish, beiges, or white really opens up the feel of the house and having that paint color. People miss that. You've got dark colors throughout the house, etc. That can distract from the aesthetic of the house, and people miss the value of having it. And I try to provide this to my sellers so they can see, hey, you get the most bang for your buck when you do some minor updates. Flooring, huge win there, right? If you can afford it and you can add luxury vinyl plank, to your flooring, that is a absolute favorite for buyers because if you have pets or anything like that, they notice that as soon as they walk into the house. So you want to be able to make a shift and help your buyers select your home because now that inventory is rising, they have choices. And so they don't want to come in and make any updates to the house. You want to make your house move-in ready. So I try to give that to buyers. I'm sorry, to my sellers. Decluttering, removing all the personal pictures. I tell my sellers, no one should know who lives there, right? Your beautiful pictures of your children, because you don't know who's coming through your house and what their personal preferences are. So for me, that's a safety issue. Take down any pictures that may identify who you are as the owner, right? Because you want to eliminate any personal biases, right? So I provide that information.
It's absolutely amazing, and I think that's good advice. You want to definitely take the time to make your house present as best as it can within the
Yeah.
means that you have. Now, let me ask you this. Now, there's a lot of suggestions on there. Do you have a team that you can recommend that work with you to say, okay, you can get some quotes from our team that'll come in and kind of help your sellers with getting some of this work done?
I do. I do have contractors, and there's a company that I partner with. I've used them as well for upgrades, etc. So yeah, I've got a team of contractors and resources that I provide my clients to help them get prepared for going live. And many of them, some of them have chose to go with their own contract. Because I've had clients do DIY. They prefer to do the work themselves. So I do try to encourage them to use professionals because you get what you pay for, right? So and a lot of times people want to be able to have that. So as we are preparing, there are certain things that you want to do. We want to get a set of keys to go in the lockbox, marketing approvals, and then we're going live, whether it's a Supra, a combo box, brochures. All of these things are things that I provide because I want to ensure that I'm presenting your listing in the highest and best light.
So marketing approval. So you create the marketing strategy and you go in and say, okay, this is what we plan to do, and you get them to sign off on it, or
pretty much. I mean, I will share it with them and so they're aware of what we're doing, right? So full disclosure as to where we're marketing, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I do videos. We do drone videos. I have an incredible videographer as well as photographer that comes in and does all of my pre-marketing work so that we have incredible footage because 90% of buyers are looking first online before they even want to come and look at the house in person.
that is absolutely amazing. And so we round out here. You got a couple of anything here that stands out that's a must for your sellers to know?
Well, I encourage like doing an inspection, right? I have done pre-listing inspections where I'll encourage them to get an inspection, a professional inspector to come through because it's helpful for you to know if there are any issues with your house, and you don't want any surprises, right? At the end of the day, as you're listing your house, and there is a huge expense that um, may uh, may not give you the return on the investment that you want.
That is absolutely awesome advice. Let me just clap it up. Getting those pre-listing inspections. This is the first time I've heard that in one of our interviews. So
Really?
kudos
You
to
know
you.
what? I guess what I think is standard, many people don't do that.
Yeah, it's I just had several deals have issues come up
Mhm.
because the buyer's inspector found some issues that weren't disclosed. One was mold. There
Yeah,
was mold in the house, and there was no pre-inspection done by the seller. And our client found it, and it caused them to, they were willing to buy the house anyway if the seller would address it, but unfortunately they challenged it and they got someone to give an opinion
mm,
that did not also include a report. It was just an opinion of it versus an analysis and testing that showed it was mold. So I think that's excellent advice. And then that you're prepared for any comeuppances that could occur in the future.
yeah,
And so that what offer you accept, you pretty much hedge in your favor that loan is going to close and not have an issue that's property related. So
yeah,
great job there. I'll say, show me the money. Show me the
yeah.
money. So you get appraisals as well in advance or no?
Yeah, it's what I actually recommended that to a seller just the other day, and they didn't really want to get an appraisal, but I think that's a good idea. I mean, getting an appraisal done in the home before it goes live, oh my gosh, that positions you to know that your house is priced correctly, right?
Andy.
Um, and you can share that with them because sometimes people want to undercut you on the deal. But if you get an appraiser on it done, the appraiser is going to give, and they don't have any skin in the game, right? They'll appraise it correctly based on. Now, I can give you a high level analysis of the pricing, but a more accurate analysis of that pricing is going to come from the appraiser.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So I can tell what has made you successful, but I want you to tell us what would you say has been the thing that has made you successful, or things, or combination thereof?
I think partnering with a network of agents across the country that have similar drive and commitment to excellence.
Mhm.
For me, also, I've sought out professional coaching. Um, I think amateurs play the game, right? But those that are professionals get coached and they get taught, right?
Yes.
So the how you swing a bat, if you have the right coach, then you're swinging it the correct way. And the challenge that I find is that people are out there just swinging at stuff and throwing stuff mud up against the wall, but they don't really have guidance as to what they should be doing and how they should be doing it correctly. And so
Right.
one of my commitments is because as this being the most and one of the most expensive investments that you will make in your lifetime,
Mhm.
what and I believe that it is upon me to say I'm going to provide you service to ensure and knowledge to ensure that you understand what it goes into this and you are making a educated decision. It's not
Awesome.
just about looking a house up on the MLS. I
Mhm.
pose those difficult questions to my clients that nobody else is willing to pose. For
Mhm.
example, even going into an inspection, a general inspection will inspect all of the things in the house,
Mhm.
except in my area, we have septic tanks. You're
Mhm.
going to have to pay separately to have that septic tank pumped and inspected. And I did that for one of my clients where we had the septic tank pumped and inspected, and there was a $10,000, let me tell
Mm.
you, issue. The lines needed to be replaced, and the seller was willing to provide a concession for them to fix all of that stuff. But
Mhm.
what if I skip that step, right? And
Yeah.
I've seen agents do it, right? where they have, oh, well, ooh, I didn't know that was there. Did we ask the question whether it's on septic or on sewer? Those are the things that you're going into as a knowledgeable. So I think all of those combined have made me a successful agent, because I bring my knowledge, my experience to my clients, and I say, because I'm committed to your success, that's
Mhm.
made me successful.
Outstanding. Absolutely. That's a great point. And throughout your entire run through of some of the things that you do and some of the skills that you have obtained and gained and honed, it's really clear that you educate. Education is kind of a one of the pillars of your service delivery. And so in that, I found out that you are a certified mentor. Talk to us about that. What is a certified mentor?
So coming into real estate, no one hands you a handbook and said, this is how you do real estate. This is the one job in the world where when you can get your license, be thrown out there, and people start selling houses, right?
Wow.
And when I started this business, because I've owned businesses prior, I said, nah, and I'm very, I like things clean cut, right? I started to put systems and processes in place. I said I wanted to give back. So with eXp Realty, I became a certified mentor, and this enables me to help new agents navigate their transactions successfully, talk them through the contract to close process, reviewing contracts with them, getting into the MLS with them, ensuring that they understand how to navigate the MLS successfully. And so these are the things that I help new agents with. It's a passion of mine. It does take away from my time sometimes, but I have built some incredible relationships with new agents because of it.
Nice.
And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity to give back to new agents to help them become successful, because I think a rising, was it a rising tide helps all? How's that quote go? Rising tide helps all ships. Rising ships help all tide. I got it all messed up.
Sounds good to me. Go for it.
Well,
What's the
when
point?
you help other people up, you're helping yourself up, right?
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
recently reached out to an agent, and I asked her a question about, hey, she is knowledgeable and certified in the area. I said, well, do you train other people? And essentially she was like, no. And I said, okay. I respectfully did that, because I'm like, it's okay for you to take your knowledge set to the grave. But I believe when you share the love, you get a
Mhm.
lot of love back in response. And I feel like my success as an individual is tied to the fact that I'm willing and I am committed to helping others become successful.
Outstanding. And so what speak to that home buyer. Why do you think home buying education is important? A lot of buyers they skip that step. They skip the education part and they look towards lenders to give them all the answers. And unfortunately, sometimes it puts them in a position to be vulnerable. And so I'm really big on homebuyer education, not just through going through the first time homebuyer club, but just educating from the beginning before we even start the application. So why do you think homebuyer education is important?
I think it's important because this is not something that a buyer does on an everyday purpose. The average buyer will change homes every 5 to 7 years, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Depending on their needs.
Mhm.
And the reality is that when you purchased a home your first time, and when you purchased a home the second time, because the
Mhm.
market has shifted, things have changed, you may not remember half the things you did, right? So I don't remember the things I did when I first bought my house. I mean, I bought new construction, so I definitely don't remember that. And the
Right.
second house I bought a foreclosure. I don't remember how we got there. And the third house I bought was with a brand new agent, was her first transaction, and she didn't know what she was doing. And I had to figure things. I actually helped her through the transaction. I helped
Wow.
negotiate the deal. So at that point, I said, I need to do this real estate thing. I'm really good at it. And
The light came on.
so, you know, um, you know, we being educated and understanding the process is really important, and connecting with an agent that will educate you, right? Who's that commitment to education is important, because that way you're not taking advantage of. You understand how the process works, and you know you're making an investment that's right for you and your family. You're not going to be, I am grateful for the fact that I remember when I first got pre-qualified for my first home. They pre-qualified me at 23 years old for a $350,000 house.
Wow.
And my agent, who was my cousin, bless his heart, took me to these massive, massive 6-bedroom houses. I mean, back in 19 something, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Today, 19 something. Right. And you take me to these massive 6-bedroom houses. I'm thinking, I'm single. I'm 23 years old. What am I doing living in a big house like this?
Right.
I can afford it. But did I really want a $1,700-$1,800 payment at the time? No, I did not. Right. And it didn't make sense to me. Right. I had landed, in a like $170,000 house, because it more fit within my monthly budget. So it's having those discussions, because you don't want to be house poor. I tell some clients, why are we shopping at the top of your budget? Doesn't make sense, right? Can you really afford that much house? Do you want to take care of that much house? Does that really make sense and meet your needs? So it's someone that's going to educate you along the process and help you make a really good decision for you and your family, or you individually.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So as we get ready to wrap it up here, but I got something more I want to talk to you about. Service. So you are a woman of the cloth, and it's clear through our conversation today that you have a heart for people, and you have taken steps in your life to develop the skill set so that you can deliver your heart to people in a real tangible way that betters them. So talk to us about what you're serving in the community.
So my primary area of service is really in my church, and I do have a commitment. I love working with young women, helping them become more confident, helping them fulfill the purpose and destiny for which they're called into. I've got 3 teenage girls, and even working with, I'm volunteering at their school, when I walk into the middle school, and getting love from those kids and really affirming them in the position that they're in. I enjoy that thoroughly. I think that is something that is missing, where we are giving back to people. I'm about to celebrate, the 15th anniversary of my 35th birthday in 2 weeks. And you,
I like that, absolutely.
It's actually a week and a half now. The countdown is on.
Awesome.
You know, I find myself in a position now in life where I want to ensure that next generation does not have to uh, climb over some of the obstacles and the hurdles that I experience as an individual,
Wow.
and give them the tools and the winning strategies how to win in a space that may not always be that may not always be for them, so.
And amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So, last question of the day before I let you go. Tell us a fun fact about yourself that you don't mind sharing. People don't know it yet. You don't mind sharing. Come on, tell us. Give us the good.
So I I was actually over my dance ministry for 20 years. I
I have
love
another
dance.
answer. You're the second one in a row. Wow.
Really?
I gotta have some music here next time.
I love to dance, and
Here we go.
probably one of my favorite things to do is dance. I still love it. Another fun fact about myself, I actually wrote, produced, and directed several plays.
Really?
Uh, so I that's another passion of mine. I love the arts. So
Wow.
I
Wow.
am very dramatic. My children will tell you, they're like, "Mom, you're over the top."
Over the
Well,
top.
it's part of my personality, and you never know when Tyler Perry can come calling. You know what I'm saying? He
And
may
you
be
right down
looking
there
for,
with them.
yeah,
Go knock
So
on the door and say, "Hey, I need you to look at this."
yeah, so I enjoy that. Most people, I have not done it in years.
Wow.
It's been several years. Probably, okay, my daughter is 13, about to be 14. So the last play I did, I was pregnant with her. So it's been
Wow.
about 14 years ago since I did the last play. So I wrote and directed plays, musicals, for several years at my church, and loved it. I mean, massive productions with over 100 people in it.
That's
So,
amazing. Is
yeah.
any of that online? We can go. Is there somewhere we can go to
You
see it or
know,
not?
this is before, the times
Archive.
of Facebook where everybody streamed everything. And I think back, I said, I ain't got a single video of none of my plays. That's just sad. I was like,
Outstanding.
I cannot find a DVD or nothing. Nothing. I still have
Outstanding.
the scripts though. I found all the scripts the other day and I said, dang, I still got these scripts. So
It might be time to put it, modernize it, bringing it a little
you
into the
never know.
2000s.
I just got to see what God says. But yeah, I on all my children, my girls are in the drama department. My oldest daughter is actually president of the Thespian Society. So
Yeah,
I try to remind her. I said, don't forget what you get your talent from,
I
baby.
know that's right. Give me my credit. Give me my credit.
Yeah, he's like,
Out-
and she's dance captain, and she's like, mom. I was like, where you get your talent from? She'll go, daddy. I said, no, you know better than that. So yeah. So fun
Outstanding.
fact.
Outstanding. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We can clap it up. Thank you so much again for taking your time out, your busy schedule to talk with us today on Real Pro Friday. So I'm gonna give you back the rest of your day. So everyone, if you enjoyed this show, even if you didn't enjoy the show, and I want you to reach out to this young lady. She has a wealth of information for you. If you're trying to sell your house, you're trying to buy a house, you just want to learn about home ownership, give her a call. Her phone number there. Give out the phone number you want people to call.
404-402-0030. That is my direct cell phone number. And I love to help people. I love to work with people, and I'm here to serve.
Outstanding. So when you go to our Facebook page, Natasha Ewing Johnson, Ewing, right?
Yes.
Um, that is her Facebook page. You can reach out to her through the Facebook page as well. So I encourage everyone to give her a call, to reach out to her, utilize her services, get educated, and have an amazing home buying, home selling experience. And with that, Natasha, I thank you again, and you have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you.
Awesome. Wow, that was absolutely amazing. And thank you again for joining us on Real Pro Fridays. Reach out to me if you have questions about the home buying process. Reach out to us. We work with an amazing team of real estate agents. You just go back through our archives on our on our Facebook page, and just kind of review those interviews that we've had in the past. And you can see we have top quality talent that we work with. So give us a call at 443-569-6079. And I'm going to throw up my social media up there so you can reach out to me there and register. Even though you have saw it and you don't need to register to watch this, I want to put a gift into your hand. A home buyer readiness pack is chock full of over 20 freebies for you, all designed to help you have prepare for home ownership, and then go through the home ownership process successfully and come out on the other end with your goals and your desires achieved. Okay, so thank you so much again, and you guys have an amazing weekend.